In Chapter 8, a revelation with 0 strength and magic against enemies with 100 crit, we start the map surrounded on all sides. Corrin's boosted defense makes it easy for him to survive against most early foes, but pretty much everyone else will die in one hit. I move Corrin out ahead to clear out the Sky Knights, and then move through to use that area as a one-tile choke point against the remaining aggressive enemies. I try to gain an early advantage by reclassing Corrin into a knight to get the defense +2 skill early. This was meant to improve my tanking capabilities, but the only thing that tanked was my damage output, which went so low that defeating enemies became very difficult, forcing an immediate reset. On subsequent attempts, I used my early heart seal to instead reclass Gunter into a Malignite, so I can try to get him to level 5 to get access to Savage Blow extremely early. This also results in several more failed runs because of Gunter's substandard hit rates that result in instant death on a miss. I eventually work out a couple of methods to get XP onto Gunter, such as trapping archers against the wall to obtain large amounts of extra EXP from hitting them repeatedly. I clear most of the map, but one big problem remains, which is the 3 named characters, Saizo, Orochi, and Yukimura. The main difficulty here is that they all have access to 1-2 ranged weaponry, which makes fighting them with Corrin particularly difficult. Felicia has a lot of resistance, so I try to bait Orochi to attack over the wall, not realizing that Saizo was also there. Luckily, with Corrin's personal skill, Felicia only takes 21 damage from the critical hit and is barely able to survive with 1 HP. This accidental brush with death is actually an opportunity, because I can use this to feed XP into Felicia safely. I just had to wait for Felicia to recover to full HP on the healing tiles while waiting for the dagger debuffs to expire. It's a rather long process, but by repeating this continually, I managed to defeat Saizo and Orochi while also granting their XP to characters that need it. Now the only thing that remains is the boss Yukimura, who's extremely threatening damage-wise, but fortunately he is stationary. Luckily, with all my defense buffs stacked, with a Gunter paired with Corrin and a Demoiselle support from Felicia, I'm able to drastically reduce the damage I take to 21 per hit, which lets me eventually grind through his considerable HP pool after 6 attacks. For completing the map, we now get 4 new characters of varying usefulness. Tsubaki has 0 strength and magic and is pretty much a useless unit in this challenge because his natural skill sets don't really do anything. Aside from being an early flyer, he has basically no redeeming qualities. Hana has 0 strength and magic and is only marginally less useful here than she is in a normal Revelation playthrough, where she already can't do any damage. She is useless as a unit, but in this challenge she can be useful for passing a samurai talent onto Felicia through their A+ support. Sakura has 0 strength and magic and is mostly useful for her healing utility and damage reduction aura, which can be stacked with others to help survive powerful enemies. And finally, there's Kaze, who has 0 strength and 0 magic. Kaze is an essential and load-bearing unit for this run because of his access to incredibly powerful skills like Poison Strike, Savage Blow, and Replicate. Much like in my Conquest 0 strength challenge, percent max HP damage skills are extremely useful because dealing damage normally is very difficult. It is no exaggeration to say that the success of this run almost entirely depends on building Kaze and other units with similar setups.